What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is ReverseJosh, and today we're going to be talking about Halo, the series, episode 2. Before this video kicks off, I encourage you guys to hit the like button, subscribe down below, hit the post notification bell, all that stuff. It really goes a long way, and make sure that you guys don't miss out on any of the videos that are coming out, because we got a lot of content coming soon with all these like TV shows and movies coming out lately. I've been uploading pretty frequently, so make sure to do all that stuff and stay up to date on all the content. I also want to address that this video will contain spoilers for episode 2 of the Halo series. Here's a warning: the spoilers will start at this point in the video, so if you don't want to get spoiled for Halo the series episode 2, don't watch beyond this point. I'm honestly going to keep this video relatively short compared to the last review, because I was not a very big fan of this episode. There's a lot of inconsistencies in the writing and the pacing and the story that I just didn't really enjoy, that I thought was going to go in a different direction based on how things went in the first episode. Yeah, there's just Chief was acting very out of character, which I kind of understand. Obviously, like, he's been dealing with this emotional stakes, his emotional journey, learning his emotions and stuff like that. But it just, I don't know, the way that they've like handled it and written it, it's just kind of, it comes off like really cringy and like really weird, and I just wasn't really like too big on it. You know, I don't mean to discredit like any of the actors and stuff, because they're obviously just doing what they're paid to do, and they're just following like the writing and stuff that they're given. The writing could be handled a lot better, and the direction could be handled a lot better, because it seems like, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff from the games that I feel like they could have taken more inspiration from and kind of formulated a better story, and just a whole better premise for what's going on in this show so far. I wasn't a huge fan of the direction of this episode either. There was a lot of stuff that just kind of felt like it contradicted a lot of stuff that we saw in the first episode, and I wasn't a huge fan of that really either. I still think the visuals in this show are stunning. I really enjoy how the show looks. It really looks and feels like the Halo games. The art department and the costume department have really nailed everything, like in how the show looks and how the costumes look. The armor looks incredible on all the Spartans, on the Marines, all the visuals of Reach and Madrigal, and all the different planets that we explore in this episode. Like, everything looks really, really good. I still really enjoy that. It's just the unfortunate writing and direction is just really like piss poor in this episode. I don't know why. Alright, spoilers are starting at this point, so if you don't want spoilers, click off the video right now. So the episode starts off with some background and history of Master Chief, or John, and Soren, his friend, trying to leave the UNSC and trying to break out and escape and kind of go live their lives like as free men and everything. I don't know, the scene kind of just felt really weird because I didn't really understand what was happening at first. Obviously, we do see like the numbers on their suits and everything, but it isn't very clearly established in the beginning that this is like a flashback scene until later on, when you kind of figure out that it's like actually John and his friend. Kind of wish there was just something like that kind of told us like what year this took place in this scene, how old they were maybe, to kind of just let the viewer know, like general audiences know, that this is like in the past and not some random just scene that was just thrown in the beginning of the episode. I also kind of touched on this in the last video about Chief removing his helmet. His helmet's off the whole episode. There's like one scene where he puts it on, and that's it. It is off for the rest of the episode. He goes to the planet that Soren is on, like after they go through an asteroid belt, to go find him and talk to him about the artifact that they found, the Forerunner artifact. And for some reason, he's just not wearing the helmet at all. Like, I feel like on this planet of all these like free individuals, that any of them could try to shoot him or kill him at any moment, since he's vulnerable and open, and I don't know why that he would take the helmet off. But like in the previous episode, he's sitting on the ship alone with Quan and leaves the helmet on. The helmet's on the whole time. You know, I get it. They want to, you know, show Pablo Schreiber's face, and like, you know, I get that from a studio perspective and whatever, but it just doesn't make sense story-wise for him to like be wearing it like in all this time in the first episode, and then just completely ignore that in the second episode. He doesn't wear it the entire episode. There's also a really weird scene where Chief, Soren, and Quan go to talk to this Covenant prisoner who escaped and is now living on this free asteroid planet, and I don't remember what his name is, but they go and talk to him, and Chief shows him the artifact and it activates it, and it shows like the big ring and everything, and he like freaks out and is like, oh, you're not human, you're not whatever, like you're something else. And Chief, in a moment of like rage, like grabs him, shoves him against the wall, and is like screaming like, what am I, like freaking out like Christian Bale Batman style. And I just didn't really like it was more like a funny scene to me than like serious. It was just really out of character and out of place. Like, he just really went from 0 to 100 really fast. And maybe there'll be some explanation to that going forward with the rage and the emotion stuff, maybe in the next episode. But I just thought that this moment was really weird, and I think a lot of people agree with that this "What am I?" is like a really big, like, it just felt like Batman. Like, I saw this funny edit on YouTube. Someone edited like the Batman theme into this scene and just thought it was really weird. Chief ends up going back to Reach and turning himself in. He leaves Quan with Soren and turns himself in. I feel like we're a little soon for that, considering he just left and escaped in the first episode. And we're already back on Reach, and he's turned himself in. He's not wearing the helmet or any of his armor, which in that scene it makes sense. He's turning himself in. He doesn't have the armor on because they're taking him in. They're taking him prisoner. He can't have his armor because he's going to break out because he's like the best soldier that they have. That's a scene that makes sense. Overall, I really didn't enjoy this episode. This is kind of a shorter review, I know, compared to some of the other videos we put out on the channel. But yeah, this episode was just not very good. It doesn't really want to make me keep watching this series. It's just a very boring episode where it's just kind of like talking to Soren, and it's just, I don't know, he's like, their chemistry wasn't very good either. I felt like they just kind of felt very like dry between each other, which is partially understandable because of the Spartan training and how they know how to communicate with people, but I don't know, you just couldn't really feel like there was a history between them, considering the opening scene is like kind of about their established history and that they were friends and gonna break out together and stuff. The visuals are still stunning, like I said, but the story and the pacing and the writing and the direction and everything is just like not good compared to what we saw in the first episode. There was no action, there was no fighting really, except for that "What am I?" scene. That was the only kind of thing really. There's also a weird like stripping scene with the Covenant woman. I don't know what that was about. She just randomly like gets naked. So I thought that was weird. I don't know. Yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this video, you guys. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below, comment if you enjoyed this episode or not. If you did, let me know, and let me know what you really liked about it, because I would love to hear a different perspective on somebody who actually enjoyed this episode. I'm gonna keep doing these reviews of the series as we go on through this season, but depending on my stance on it as we continue on, I may not continue after the first season, but we'll see. Maybe my mind will be changed in the next episode, I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. What am I?